Motherhood is chaotic. No one talks about the loneliness.
Welcome to Mom Pod with Jazz. We have some guest stars. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
I'm Vanessa.
And I'm Sabina.
These are like my best friends. Like,
Yeah.
between the three of us, beach days are like super easy.
Are they?
Yes, because she literally. Oh, true.
Last time was a little
Yeah,
roughy.
about last time.
True.
That was like horrible.
Okay, but that was the weather's fault because between the three of us, we had everything.
Yeah.
We
and
did.
then I was running, like sweat dripping.
No, you gotta
rain.
tell them what happened.
Oh my god. I don't even know. Okay.
No.
You were there early. Her and
Yeah.
I came late.
We drove together. Yeah, I went to pick her up.
She was late.
Yeah.
She was late today also.
Okay, when am I never late though?
Okay, anyway, so we were late, and then as we pull up, we were supposed to go to Shell Island, which is like a little island that from our base they take us to, and you're supposed to enjoy this boat ride, blah blah blah. We were late, so then they were like, oh, there's no more room. So then everyone was like, okay, let's go to the beach instead. And it was a beautiful, nice day. The sun was out. Everything was perfect. And then we get in the car, drive to the beach. We're walking. It's fine. How long
It's
is-
like a
how
mile
long-
and a half
yeah.
walk.
Yeah.
Just to get
the
from
boardwalk.
the parking lot to the beach itself.
Correct. So
Oh, man.
that walk was just like really exhausting because it's super hot. But once we get there, we're like finally get there, and I said something which I feel like I jinxed it. I was like, I swear by the
You
time
did.
we get here, we have to turn around. Literally, that happened. There was clouds, super windy.
Yeah.
Sand was in my eyes,
We
my
had
baby's
just
eyes.
got settled. Like, we had just set everything up. We were gonna
Yeah.
sit down. We were gonna relax.
Put
we
our
were gonna
tent-
enjoy.
Put our umbrellas,
yeah.
our tents.
Yeah.
Chairs
set
up,
the
kids in the
up.
chairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kids were chilling.
We were making moves, and then it just like clouds,
Literally
wind.
black clouds right in front of us, and then the winds were just like blowing everything over.
Exactly.
Like, are you kidding?
Let's
And
turn
they're both
around.
pregnant. They're both pregnant.
Yeah.
So
Yes. So
Yeah.
then I took the wagon and put the both kids, and then we had to walk back the half mile
Yeah.
or mile and a
run.
half.
We had to run.
Pretty much, yeah. So then it was like between sweat and the rain and my
the
sunscreen.
sunscreen,
Yes, the kids
makeup,
crying.
everything. Yeah, it was just.
It was a pretty hot mess.
But we did have everything. We were
Yeah.
ready. We were prepared.
Yeah,
We had
and
the
then-
snacks. We had the sunscreen. We had the
Yeah.
diapers.
We did go to the pool afterwards, so we made up for
We
the
did.
day.
It was still raining when we went to the pool, but like we did, yeah. Well, I guess you should tell them where we met too, right? Like how we met.
Oh yeah.
I met you at a wedding, and I think
Yes.
that's so funny.
Yes.
And I met you with work.
Work,
so,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Although we didn't know you were gonna work with us.
Yeah, I was supposed to work in another section.
I literally took you into a meeting, and I was like, I don't know who this girl
Yeah,
is.
it was like I didn't know anything about the
We were
military
just
thing,
like,
and I was
cool,
like,
yeah.
How long have you known each other?
Literally not that long.
Oh really?
When did you get here? 'Cause-
in March.
yeah, that's about the
Mhm.
time.
When did I do the wedding? By the way, the wedding we mean I'm an officiant, so I was
Yeah,
officiating
yeah.
for her other friends. They were just renewing their vows, type of.
They were having their
married.
official wedding. Like,
Correct,
They were already
yeah.
married, but they were just having their official wedding.
Yeah, so I was officiating,
Yeah.
and then.
And she sat in the back with me because I had the stroller, so I was like, I'm sitting all the way in the back, I'm not sitting with everyone.
Yeah.
And so she sat with me, and we were like all eating, and she was like trying to make conversation with me. And I
Well-
was like, at first I was like, who is this girl? And then I realized, oh shit, she's bougie like me.
Yeah. Well, at first, I was like, okay, I want to do the wedding, and then I didn't just want to be like, okay, bye. So I was like, okay, I'll stay a little bit. But anyway, so then yeah, we just clicked, and then that's how we met through the wedding.
Yeah. And then we
So
kind of
that's
just
how-
exchanged numbers. And you know what? That was like the smoothest making a friendship
Was
that
it?
I think I've ever been through.
Really?
Yeah, because usually it's like,
Do you want to be friends?
Yeah,
So
do
let's
you
hang out.
yeah, but like
Yeah.
then you meet girls and then it's like, are they about to talk shit behind my back or what's gonna happen? No.
to be wary
Yeah.
of everybody.
Girl friendships are hard, especially being a mom. Like, let's add
Yeah.
that to it.
Yeah, because
Oh
then
my
they judge you
gosh.
as a mother too. Oh, forget it. No.
But you don't have time. Also, I feel like there's time, judgment,
Yeah.
and
All
then
my friends are
guilt.
mothers.
Really?
because they just understand.
Mm.
Like, unless you're my sister, like, all of my friends are moms. Okay, so what are we talking about today?
What are we talking about? Miss Host?
Sex.
Yeah.
No, we're talking about mom guilt.
Okay.
Mom guilt.
Okay. We're starting with mom guilt?
We're starting with it.
Okay.
Why did nobody tell us about that? Well, nobody told us about anything mom
Yeah.
related,
Yeah.
to be honest with you. But, like, why is it such a big deal? Like, leaving the house or going out in general. Like, I literally talked about this last episode. All the expectations that come with motherhood is just insane. And then you have the mom guilt from all those expectations if you're not meeting them. You know what I mean? Like, where can we win? Where can we win?
I was just telling them, like, today I had horrible mom guilt leaving my daughter because she's always with me. If she's not at daycare or I'm not sleeping, she's with me. Going to the store, even sometimes going to work. Like, she's always with me. It's my baby. Like, that's
Yeah.
my little one. So
Yeah.
that's hard.
It's your baby. It's your
Mhm.
first baby.
Yeah. So it's like, you don't really know how to manage it. Like, you feel guilty, but then on the other side of your mind, you're like, I need it. I
Yeah,
need it.
you
She'll be
need-
okay.
You need
Go
that
do you.
break.
Yeah.
How old is yours?
She's going to be 2 this month.
This month. Okay.
Mhm.
August.
Mhm.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you're done.
Wait, when is yours? When is your one?
August.
I know, but what day?
August 8th.
8th.
Yeah. 8/8.
And
And she's the 17th.
okay.
Why did
Aw.
it go so fast?
I know.
Honestly, I
So
would
Bradley's
have-
9/1.
Aw.
21. Yeah,
September
9/1,
1st?
21.
No,
Yeah.
that's literally the date that I'm trying to get my divorce finalized. I shit you not.
9/1/21.
No, 23, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is
What?
it weird? Because all my friends are married and now I'm the only one going through a divorce. Is that
Okay, no, everyone is getting a divorce or everyone is breaking up. I feel like.
It's because we're in a
Literally,
retrograde.
I told her, I said, what is the moon in a retrograde? I literally brought it up the other day. Everyone is.
Mhm.
And I don't know how your relationship is, but it's like mixed into like guilt. It's not only mom guilt, it's like wife guilt. Because if you are married, you're like, am I not doing enough? Or am I. So I feel like that.
Well, even as the divorce, the mom guilt is still very much there because it's
Yeah.
like I'm really uprooting my daughter from her stable life with both her parents,
Mhm.
and you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like that makes me question my decision all the time because it's
Yeah.
just like, oh wow, I feel really guilty for doing
Mhm.
this. But in the long run, I know that she's going to see mom happy and she's going to see dad happy, and that's going to be okay for her.
Yeah. I don't think it's rude at all. I think that you're young.
Better to see you guys happy than to constantly be coming home hearing fighting and
know.
screaming and just that toxic energy when you can
Mhm.
just have hopefully a great co-parenting relationship with each other.
Yeah.
Because then she's gonna see that and she's gonna think like, okay, like if I get married and get divorced or something happens, like it's fine and like
That's
we'll
great.
work through it. Because
Yeah.
she's seen you guys.
But nobody talks about that mom guilt. Nobody talks about, because like I said, like I've seen a lot of videos. Well, like I said for them, but I've seen a lot of videos about like divorce and like what the mom is going through. But nobody ever talks about like the emotions that really do come from it, like the fact that I really am. And that's what has me, like, every single time I talk to somebody, I'm always like, this is what I want. And then I'm like, wait, I don't know if this is what I want. And then I'm just tied between it. And then I'm just, like, stuck with, like, all these emotions. And I'm just like,
That's just life in general because I'm going through that right now.
really?
Yes.
Do you feel guilty for, like, having another kid? I've
Having
heard about
another
that
kid?
before.
No, not having another. Well, not having him specifically, like having another baby, but the guilt of, am I not spending enough time with the one right now? You want to spend as much as time with the like individual baby than putting them together, because then it's just going to be both of them and one's not going to get the other and
To take a lot
whatever.
of attention.
Yeah.
Really?
I feel guilty because I'm tired. I'm really tired by
Yeah.
the time I get home and I just want to relax. But then on the back of my mind, I'm like, she only has one mom. You know, she's never going to get this time back. I want to make sure I give her the best. Like, give her my all while I can. And her dad's always at work when we get home. So she only has me.
Yeah.
Nobody else. The
Yeah.
dogs, but just me. So I have to try to give her the best. But when the baby comes, like, all my attention's going to have to go towards the baby. So I'm like, that time management's going to be hard, but
Yeah.
definitely going to be feeling guilty about it. And you want to give time to yourself,
Yes.
and you don't
Yes.
give that time to your kids.
What was the guilt like when you transitioned from the stay-at-home mom into the work-life mom?
Well, when I went to basic, that was the first time ever since she was born that I left her side.
Yeah.
So that first week was literally hell for me because
Oh,
I was constantly thinking about her and
Yeah.
wondering if she's safe, wondering if they're taking care of her, if she's still breathing, like
What
all
she
that.
smells like.
Yeah, everything. So it was horrible. And then I got that first phone call and I was just bawling, but that helped me get through the rest of the weeks.
Yeah.
And just now, like, it's just still hard. Like, I'm still trying to figure out my ways. Like, I'm pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going through, like, crap ton of, like,
New stressors,
new stressing, all this stuff with my daughter that I never had, like, with work and all this stuff. It's so hard. It is so hard. But I'd rather do it with a positive mindset instead of a negative mindset.
You know, you're actually my hero.
No,
I tell
literally.
people all the time.
No.
This girl is my
Thank you.
hero. Like, you
That's-
might be younger than me, but the way you are as a mother, the way that you handle everything, the way you just are so optimistic about everything, like, I'm just like, wow, I want to be like her when I grow up.
What you said, younger, like she's younger than you, like
Mhm.
us being 22, 23, 20 whatever, 20
Yeah.
whatever, in our 20s,
Mhm.
I feel like nobody realizes the stress that we go through.
Because we're
Like-
also in our 20s.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You feel like when you're younger, you're like, oh my god, like people have their shit together by the time they're 30, 40. And then we're 20, 20, whatever. And we're like having babies, buying houses, getting divorces. You know,
Buying
like
cars, having
there's
our own responsibilities. While also-
payments, bills, like everything. It's just
But
so.
still also trying to be a 20-year-old woman.
Exactly. It's crazy to think, like,
Mhm.
I never thought like a 20-year-old would go through this. You see like you know, the one, Jersey Shore, we were raised on Jersey Shore, they're like out and
You
about.
were.
I was
You
too. I watched
I did not watch Jersey
No?
Shore.
What
God,
Kardashians.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kardashians. Yes. I mean, I still watch Kardashians.
I did too.
Exactly. I mean, again, like they're 20s and they're having fun. Like
Yeah.
Kim and Kylie not Kim and Kylie, Courtney and Chloe go to Miami.
Yeah.
Like they're in their 20s doing that.
Yeah.
And then you sit now and you're like, wow, like I'm 20 and
I mean, even Kylie, she has 2 kids and she's out here living her best freaking life.
Bro.
She's my age. She's
Yeah.
younger than me. You're younger than me.
Is she really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, dang, I know you make more money than I do. God damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Exactly. And again, she's so young. Like she's
Yeah.
the youngest, and then that's
But
My
nobody
thing is, like,
holds those
yeah.
mom expectations on her. Everybody fully expects her to be out here shaking her ass. God forbid we do.
Kylie?
Yeah.
you think?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like she gets a lot of judgment.
You think?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't
Well,
know.
she just got judged on, like, her having fillers and getting her boobs done.
Well, she got judged on it because she lied about it.
That's
when
true,
she should have just been honest about
I
it.
don't know.
I thought you were raised on it.
I mean, I watch it, but I haven't been up to date with all the news with it. I feel like 20 is still so young.
I didn't notice it until I had Aurora, how young I actually am and like
Yeah.
how much more growing I do need to do.
Yeah.
I'm glad I have a daughter to do it with. Don't get me wrong, but it is that mom guilt that takes me back to I am still a 20-year-old woman. Like,
Yeah.
I got my whole life. I got 50 more years to go. You know what I mean? Like, so that's the only, I don't know, that's the guiltiness that I feel from it. The back and forth that I'm constantly like,
It's
I want
like
to be a
a-
good mom, but I also want to be a 20-year-old woman. There's no way to find a balance without people just judging you. Like, there's no way, because I'm already getting judgment, and I literally have barely done anything yet. I'm not nearly in my single mom era yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Imagine when I am. exactly.
No.
Exactly.
That's good. No, like that's one thing, like people are gonna judge you no matter what. No matter what.
No matter what. It
You
doesn't
judge
help
yourself.
that I have a podcast.
Yeah, you judge yourself. Like the guilt is there
It is,
and
yeah.
you just have to move on because you are raising someone, like
Yeah.
to look up. You're gonna they're gonna look up to you.
They are, yeah.
So you have to just like push that aside and do what you do and have fun and
Mhm. Earlier, you guys
Take care of
said
yourself.
buying for yourself makes you have mom guilt.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I know my birthday is a week after my daughter's.
No.
So I'm like, okay, well, I'm putting all my money, all my paycheck towards her birthday party and her presents.
Yeah.
But then I'm looking at myself and I'm like, well, I also need to splurge on myself too. Like, I need maternity clothes. I have all my clothes are like crop tops and skinny stuff. Like, I can't fit in that right now. So I'm wearing all my husband's clothes pretty much. Like, these are his sweatpants because I can't fit in any of mine.
Boxers?
But it's just like, I would rather spend my whole paycheck on her, and then if I'm buying something for myself, I'm like, ooh, $20, that's like a lot. But if it's on my daughter, I'm like, okay, go ahead.
I know.
So it's like, I don't get none of that for myself. Like, any little thing it is, I like second guess myself. Second guess. I'll text my husband, hey,
should I get this?
Yeah, should I get this? Yeah. Or should we get her a bouncy house for her birthday? And then I'm like, wait, let's go ahead and buy for her. Like, she's little, she's gonna remember it forever. But with me, I'm like, fuck. Do I really need this? Yeah.
Do I need to spend the money, or does my daughter need it? No, that.
Where are you celebrating her birthday?
We're gonna go to Shell Island, which I was gonna invite you guys to, but we're gonna go to Shell Island in the morning, and then afterwards we're just gonna have family over at the house and just do like tacos and stuff. Yeah. Cause
food's expensive also.
Yeah, food's expensive.
Food is so expensive now. Why do you think you have so much mom guilt?
That I question every decision. That was way before having Aurora. And then once I did, it was like, now I'm questioning everything. Like, today, should I really be doing this podcast, or should I make sure that Aurora is okay? And that's what the conversation was like. You know what I mean? I don't want to say too much about it, but that is like, that's what was going on.
It's just him and not like other people?
No, sometimes it's me. Sometimes it's like, sometimes I do look for that reassurance in people. Like, when I want to go out. Like when I was in Chicago, to have a good time, really process my emotions, but also like have a good time, see old friends, click up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And every time, I would literally make sure I left the house. After Aurora was put to bed, she was safe, she was good, and I would leave the house. But my mom was home, and I knew she wasn't going to wake up. She doesn't usually wake up through the night, but I would feel so guilty. I would literally come talk to my mom it would take me 20 minutes just to leave the house. Like, do you think I should leave, or should I just stay home? I don't need to go out. I don't need to have drinks. Like, should I just stay home? And she'd be like, if you don't get the hell out of this house and actually take care of you and go take your break that you definitely have needed in a minute, like, I swear to God, I'm going to put you in my car myself and take you myself. Like, you need to go. You need to have fun. Who cares that you're not going to be home till 2 a.m? Like, and I'm like, well, I do, because what if she wakes up? What if she needs her mom? I just kept going through, like, all those scenarios, and my mom was literally getting frustrated with me every single time that I went out. I think I went out, like, 3 times, and I was there for a whole week. And every single time, it took me 20 minutes to leave the house, because I was like, well, if she wakes up, you better call me. I swear I will get an Uber. I'll be right on my way. I'm only 20 minutes away, or I'm only 30 minutes away. Like, just let me know, you know? She never let me know. No, like, she was just like,
Well, I think it's because she also knows, too. She's been there, done that, and she's like, no, you need time for yourself. Like, you need that me time.
Yeah.
Even though your brain's like, no, like, you need to, that's your daughter. Yeah. You birthed that daughter. That is, you decided to have a kid.
Yeah.
Be there for your kid, but it's like, no, I'm a human. I'm a young human at that. I need to have fun.
Be there for myself.
The reason I ask that is because I feel like with the support that I've had through my husband, he's been like, go do something, go be with your friends, go do that. So that eases my mom guilt. But I feel like you just have it so much right now, because it's the biggest topic that we constantly talk about. Is because, you have someone
always reassuring me.
Yeah, like, I feel like, again, you have someone that's like, constantly saying, you're not a good mom, you're doing this wrong, you're not making sure this, and I feel like that's just, like, making it way worse. Every mom, like, it's hard because we're trying, like, no matter what, we're trying to be a good mom, trying to be a good wife, trying to be a good daughter, like, speaking to your mom, trying to be a good sister, like, everything.
Yeah.
So when you have that support, it's so much easier to just, like, focus on yourself, focus on your baby. But whenever there's, like, people questioning you, or people telling you straight up, like,
it really makes
you're
you
not
doubt
doing
yourself.
Yeah, and then that just, like, expresses to your daughter whenever, if she does get older and, like, sees that. But my husband has been like, go be with your friends. Because not all of my friends are moms. Most of them are single / like dating.
Complicated.
Yeah, complicated situationships. So I had one friend that just became a mom that was in my friend group, and we don't talk anymore. Like, again, it's hard to be friends with moms.
It really
Because,
is,
you know,
yeah.
you're focusing on your child.
Mhm.
But my other friends are still, they're still, you know, going out and getting drunk and whatever. But
Mm.
my other friend, like my really, really close friend, she has a 3-year-old. And she's a single mom as well.
Tell her to call me.
I will. No, we have the best times going out. And that's another thing. Like, mom to mom, she was like, hey, like, you need this. And I know you need this.
Mhm.
And, like, if you're, that, like, brings endorphins to you. Like, if you're going out and
Yes,
happy,
yeah.
like, and then that, like, shows to your baby. And so
It regulates you, so you
Mhm.
can regulate your baby. If you're not going out and leaving the
Yeah.
house, then you're not regulating that baby.
The first time we went out, we like blacked out. We were just we got kicked out of Coyote, which is the bar here that's like poppin'. There's really not a lot.
There really isn't.
So we got kicked out of there. I don't even know how. We ordered an Uber. I paid $80. I think it was like $88 and 90 something cents.
Mhm.
And my friend, she's single. She made out with the Uber. There's a lot of stories with Uber guys with us and her.
I don't. What?
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I did hear some freaky stuff happens in Ubers, but you know what?
Yeah.
That's a good transition into my next question. The guilt that comes from having sex.
Oh, okay.
Because
I mean, I don't know if we're gonna experience that since we're married.
Well, did you not experience it when you were pregnant?
Having sex with him?
I experienced it late in my pregnancy.
Oh, and later.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you're big and it feels like there's another human in you.
Yeah.
So it's like
Another
when
human.
you're laying down, you have like a belly and you're like,
No.
oh, that's all you can see. It's just your belly.
The biggest cock block is when it's happening and they move their
Kick.
little limbs.
Oh my God. Yeah, no.
No.
Well, but they say they have sex.
Stop it now, pause.
They say they have sex to get it out.
Yeah, I know, but we did it like once I hit the 3rd trimester.
Yeah.
It was a not common occurrence. Maybe twice the entire trimester.
Really?
Yeah, because I was just like, I swear to God, every single time it would happen, she would move
Uncomfortable?
and I'd be
Yeah.
like, pause, can't do this. Nope. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Did you have guilt in that?
When I was pregnant or
Yeah.
Or even with after postpartum.
Or now?
like, well, now it's just like I don't know. My belly's not big enough to like you can actually like see it when I'm having sex, but I just right now I know. But in the last pregnancy in the 3rd trimester, it was just like really weird. Like any position you felt uncomfortable in,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did.
and you can feel the baby move. So it's like, oh
Mhm.
my God, like, can you feel that? And you see something like you're
And then they can hear you too.
Yeah, so it's just
God.
like, oh no,
Oh,
you
wait
don't
a
want to think
second.
about your kid knowing what you're
Yeah,
doing or
yeah.
hearing that. Like they don't know what's going on, but still, it's just like,
Even postpartum, I felt guilty with her in the other room.
Really?
I felt like I shouldn't be doing this
mm,
in case she cries
yeah.
and she needs me. What am I gonna do? Stop what I'm doing? And that's kind of weird. You know what I mean? But
Well, I mean, we did like a couple times while she was sleeping. And
in
then
the
we-
room.
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, in the room.
In the
yeah.
like in the other room, but when she started crying, like we would stop
Mm.
because I'm gonna attend to my kid
Yeah.
and my baby, but
Before I attend to mine.
yeah, that's like I don't know.
I might be a weird one out, but I had sex with him in the room,
In your belly.
in my belly.
And if you didn't mind it?
Well, it's not that it was uncomfortable, obviously. Like,
In the belly.
it's it is uncomfortable, and it's like a little awkward. But I was just like, get this baby out of me. Like, I was trying everything.
everything.
Like, I was drinking the leaf tea. What is it?
Raspberry.
Raspberry leaf tea. Walking the curb.
Yeah.
Bouncing on that ball.
Did you ever put
I was upside
castor
down.
oil?
No.
I did that.
Did you?
Ended up with a yeast infection that made me think I had my water break.
Oh.
Because I was just having water
Yeah.
spill out of me, and they were like, why?
Yeah.
So I went, they checked it out, they were like, honey, that's a yeast infection, not your water breaking. I was
Oh my
like,
God.
I've heard it's really bad. Don't do
Yeah,
that.
don't
do
do
that.
Yeah, no.
Fair warning. No, I didn't do that because I heard it was bad. But I was on TikTok, the new Google.
Yeah, true.
I was on TikTok looking up like how to get this baby out. Because originally I wanted 8/21/21. Because I was like, okay, I'm done. Like, it's hot. Because it was like, I'm doing
Yeah.
September and I was still in the summer heat.
Yeah.
And so I was like, so then raspberry leaf, the curb, the ball. I was like upside down, opening my hips, like doing like exercises.
The bouncy ball.
The bouncy ball.
But I literally have my bouncy ball right
I see it. Yeah, it's tiny.
And I use it. Sometimes I use it when I'm working on the computer or something.
Yeah. Is it deflated or is it just?
No, it's just tiny because
okay.
I didn't look at the size.
Oh.
No, you know what? You were talking about how you were trying all the steps to hurry up and get into labor. Did you try steps too?
I did the 1 hour, I forgot what it's called, 1 hour of like yoga stretching.
Yeah, where you go downward doggy. Yeah.
That's what I was doing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever feel guilty that you wanted to go into labor so bad for your selfish needs?
Actually, yes.
Yeah.
My auntie, so I got a membrane sweep.
Oh,
What is that?
It's just where when they check your cervix and if you're dilated like 1 centimeter or more, they'll go in and they'll just sweep around your cervix to try to separate open it up. But so I told my grandma about it, and remember how I told you my auntie's like all natural with everything?
Yeah.
So she ended up texting me that day that I was getting it that morning and saying I'm such a selfish person for not doing it naturally, and that like I'm interfering with my baby's like plan and this and that. So like that made me feel extremely guilty, and I was just like, that's not like the right thing to do. Like,
Dude, people get in your head so much.
Yeah.
It's
Mom
crazy.
guilt definitely is your surroundings, for
It's
sure.
definitely
but it is
your
you
surroundings,
as
and
well.
that's why I asked you that. I'm like, because my husband was like, no, like if you're uncomfortable, like, you know, like he's so supportive, and you know, you don't get a lot of that. But
I think I wasn't getting the reassurance I needed when I was trying to go into labor. Like, it's okay, you can do that, or you know, I understand that you're uncomfortable. Do the things that you need to try and get it fixed.
Yeah.
But it was just like, well, you can do whatever you want. Like, that's not helpful. Thank you. I need to know, is this actually okay? I felt guilty because it was like, well, she's just so cozy in here.
Yeah.
I'm the one uncomfortable, not her. I mean, she probably is. She's all smushed in there. Like,
yeah.
But still, like, I felt so guilty. Like, that's why I just thought now, like, wow, maybe that's where mom guilt really started. Because now it's like when we're separated, I'm always like, have you guys taken trips since being a mom?
I've taken trips with my baby, not alone.
No?
No.
Oh, man, no.
No.
This is the first time you've been separated.
I mean, basic.
Yeah.
That's not even a trip. It's for work.
Yeah.
So
Does it make you feel guilty for asking for help?
no, that's one thing that I've actually matured in a lot.
Really?
Is ask for help when it's needed, because a closed mouth never gets fed. My mom taught me that growing up, and I was like, you know what, that's so true. So I always ask for help. If I need like a little bit of money here and there, like, it's okay to ask for help. I'll repay you.
Yeah.
Or like
If I need you to babysit.
I asked Gonzalez on, what was it, Thursday, before I found out all that stuff with the daycare, if she can watch our daughter while she's sleeping while we go watch a movie, and she was like, yeah, but we ended up canceling because everything happened.
Yeah.
But it's okay to ask for help.
What happened?
God, the daycare is just
Oh,
terrible.
What?
A stomach bug broke out.
Yeah.
It took out a couple teachers. Half of her class was out from it. So she's already sick as it is. So that's why I was just like, I'm just going to take her home. Keep her away from that.
Well, the minute I found out, I told her, and she was like, I'm going home too. Like, because we both go to the same daycare.
Right.
So,
Right.
she was like, I'm going home too. And I was like, yes, ma'am.
Being a good mom and not a good wife is different. Being a good husband and not a good dad is different.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I
They're
think
different expectations. So you can not be a good wife, but you could be a great mother, and you could not be a good husband, but you could be a great father, and vice versa. You could be a terrible father, but a great husband. Like,
so you do trust
yeah,
him?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
Good.
I don't know if for long periods of time,
Yeah.
because me and my mom guilt, you know what I mean? But like,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, logically speaking, yes.
Like, sometimes you gotta think, like, do I trust the people? Because you hear so many stories. You see so many stories.
Well, asking you for help, you guys are talking about asking for help, and you're the first person I ever asked here if you would be willing to watch Aurora. But I asked you if your husband will be home because I haven't met him.
Oh.
And I was like, I need to know, because if he is going to be there, then I need to meet him beforehand.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, just,
Yeah.
that's my life going
Yeah.
to be with you, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so, like, I wanted to make sure. And I was just like, I was so torn from asking you for help. Like,
Aw.
I literally was like,
That's a
do I not?
big,
Do I
dude,
not?
that's the biggest thing. Like,
Mhm.
even if we're, like, best friends, even if whatever, it's so hard to ask because
Yeah.
it's hard raising a kid. Like, they're crying, they need something, like, whatever. It's a lot of work.
Also,
Having a
it
baby
makes or
is a
breaks
lot
a
of work.
friendship.
Yeah.
Because what happens if you do something that I'm like, wait a second, we didn't talk about that, and then all of a sudden there goes a friendship? Or what if I do something to your son? And it's
Right.
like, why did you do that? I didn't give you. It's like a very, very thin
It's
line
hard.
and
It's
a
hard.
boundary that can so easily be crossed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you, I trust. I know you're not. Like, I see how you raise your son. I'm like, oh, okay. Whatever you feed your son, just feed my daughter. Easy. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, because whenever we were in the car, I was like, can she have blueberries? Can she this?
Yeah.
Because you don't want to expect, like, I would never just give someone
Yeah,
else's
yeah.
baby what I feed my son or whatever, vice
Yeah.
versa, just because you don't know. Allergies. I don't know. You had mentioned that with your daughter. She has allergies, whatever. But, yeah.
Well, not like food allergies, but she has allergies, yeah.
Yeah, but I know a lot of people too, they don't feed their kids certain foods like with
They
red
don't.
dye in it or just the product that how they make it.
I honestly could give. Okay, not the red dye. The red dye, like.
I mean, I eat it too, but I know like a lot of people
Yeah.
they're starting to like change how they eat, so it's just
Yeah.
like you have to be careful because they get really pissed off about that. And
They
it's
do.
like, let me
But
take
I
a step
feel like
back.
if you take your child to someone else's house, obviously there's a boundary. Like if you're a family that disciplines kids a certain way, and I'm like, you will not be disciplining my kid like that. That's like a certain line that you just don't cross. But like,
yeah.
if you're taking them to the house, you know that they're going to be playing with certain things. You know they're going to be around certain things that you don't have at home. That's just like, but that's just getting them accustomed to life itself.
Yeah.
But
It's not always going to be your
it's
way.
not always going to be the way it's at home. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? There's a whole world out there.
It's good.
So,
It's
yeah.
good to do that.
Yeah.
My friend, the one I just was talking about, she...
Like the Uber kisser?
Yeah. The Uber kisser, yes. She just let her daughter go with her other friend to Disney.
Oh, no.
Yeah, because she was like, like she needs her time.
Yeah.
And then she trusts the friend of the daughter, and I was like, that is so nice. Like,
Yeah.
of the friend.
Yeah.
Like, you're taking another
Yeah,
whole baby.
Yeah. No, a few hours is fine. I won't do sleepovers.
Really?
No, and I would feel way too guilty taking someone else's kid because I'm like, well, what if my daughter decides to stay up a little later, but you're super strict on bedtime?
Right.
Then what? Like,
Right. Right.
then they go home with the parent the next day, and like they're like, well, I did this at their parents. No,
Yeah,
thank
I'd
you.
rather do sleepovers at my house than have my daughter go to someone else's house.
That's going to
No.
be tricky when we're older, but right now, I mean, I don't have to worry about that, but, like, that's going to be another
Well, if we do
ballgame.
sleepovers, I'm coming to sleep at your house. This is happening.
Oh,
If you do
remember-
sleepovers, I'm coming to sleep at your house.
Like, yeah.
We're
I
gonna have
talked
wine
about
night.
this.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
We talked about this, like, it's so different now. Like, you go to your friends and you're like,
yeah.
can I try this on? Or da-da-da. But when
Yeah.
we're kids, we're, like, trying everything on, putting each
Yeah.
other's makeup,
Yeah.
putting a shirt. And now it's just like, do I do that? Do I not?
Mhm.
Like, what are the expectations now?
That's so
Ooh.
true. Whenever because like I grew up with like adults, you know what I mean? When
Mm-hmm.
I went to an adult's house, it was like you didn't go into the bedrooms, you didn't like the only thing you were is like the bathrooms, the kitchen. If you were a woman, then you were helping in the kitchen,
Yep.
you were helping with making tea or making coffee or
Mm-hmm.
you know passing out the sweets, passing out all this stuff. Like that's what your job was. And
Yeah.
now I'm like, okay, but wait, because when I was a kid, I was just exploring the house. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And I'm like. I don't care. Like,
I know.
whenever you guys come over, I'm like, yeah, go ahead. My house is a mess, but sure, I don't care. You can come anywhere. I don't care if you look through my clothes, if you go through my drawers. It's a mess, but
Yeah.
you know, look.
Have you talked to a therapist about
Mm-hmm.
the guilt
Oh, yeah.
and, like, the ways you can...
Yeah. She can't really. The thing is, guilt is a very self thing, you know? So she can only guide me to get to, like, a logical headspace, but she can never guide me out of the guilt. Like,
Mm-hmm.
the guilt is kind of like the anxiety. Postpartum anxiety is a real
Mhm.
thing, and I think the guilt really just triggers it
Yeah.
even more, because it's like, because I'll just be doing something, right? I'll like be in here, right? Her room is right there. And I'll just be like, where is she? Is she okay? Is she breathing? Like, out of nowhere. Like, I can hear her. She's fine. But then I'll be like, I gotta check on her right now. I'll wake up in the middle of the night and be like, I can see her on the camera, but I'm still like, I need to check on her physically. I need to put my hand on her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if she's not in the bed with me, because we are co-sleepers, I'm like,
Oh.
where is my baby? You know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think that will get it better. I don't know your experience, but with her age,
Yeah.
because now I like
Will
fully
it
trust
though?
him.
Because what happens when she's a 16-year-old girl? Oh my god.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have to, that's another thing you have to overcome is trust and, whatever. But when he was younger, I was constantly like, is he breathing? Is he blah, blah, blah. Now that he's about to be 2, the same age as, your daughter, I trust him. Like,
Yeah.
if I hear him, like, he's good. And
Are you like the mom that like listens?
what do you mean?
Like you'll go do something and you'll just be listening?
I mean, I stay close.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah.
I'm
I
a
guess-
listener too.
Listener? I don't know. Yeah, I'm not like a, oh my god, what are you doing at all
Yeah,
times?
yeah.
I'll go do stuff. Like, I have school.
Yeah.
You have your podcast, you have your
Yeah.
music and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a listener, and that's for their development, like, too, because, like,
The
they want to learn.
independence.
Exactly.
Yeah. I do get a lot of mom guilt like that because I see her and she's always like,
Oh, are you?
even though her daughter is so independent, she's still like mom mode 24/7, and I'm like, oh, wait a second. But I see you, and I'm like, wait, because your daughter's older than mine, you know.
Yeah.
So like I'm learning it. You've already learned these milestones that I'm in, and I'm just like, but should I be there or like I don't know. That's how I am.
Is your mom guilt because of your family, like, saying, like, oh, you need to watch her all the time?
Yeah.
Mhm.
My family, like, we grew up in a Mexican household, so that culture is like
Very.
kind of breathing down your neck. Oh, you need to watch what you feed to her. You need to watch what she's doing. Be careful. My mom, she works in an emergency room. So she's like, you need to watch her when she does this, this, and this. And I'm like, I'm that type of, she has to learn.
Yeah.
If that's how she is, I know my daughter.
Yeah.
If she's going to bump her head or fall off the couch because she wants to be a freaking boy, play like a boy, then let her do it. Let her do it. She's going to learn the hard way, but that's how I learned.
Yeah.
And that's how she's going to learn because that's how she doesn't like spankings. She doesn't like timeouts. She doesn't learn. She laughs at you.
Same. My son is the same. And
Really?
he's been so, like, jumping off the couch, bumping into things. Like, he just scraped his face literally, like, yesterday. I'm like, they're rough.
Yeah.
They're rough. 2, be ready for 2. They're...
No, she's already climbing
Animals.
things, and I'm just like, well, as long as it's not life-threatening, she gonna fall. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, let it happen, because now she doesn't fall off the bed
Oh.
because she knows
Oh, she
that
fell.
there's an end to the bed.
Yeah.
But that's how
Yes.
some kids learn, and I think that's what a lot of us need to realize is that kids learn differently.
Yeah.
And a lot of kids learn that you need to learn for yourself. You're gonna hurt yourself, but you won't do it again. But when it comes, like we were talking the other day, if it becomes life threatening,
Yeah,
then that's when we
that-
step in. Like if you're gonna run into the street, I'm gonna go get you so you don't get hit by a car and die.
If you're gonna crawl in the hot oven, if
Yeah.
you're gonna put your hand on the stove,
Yeah.
at that point it's like, oh, you could do some real damage like that. Let's not do that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I feel like mom guilt is just expressed so differently with everyone. Like, everyone's so differently. Like, you have your, household that's, like, behind your, and then you have your significant other that's, like, and then I'm sitting here, like, I mean, I have it, but I'm like...
But it's for different reasons.
For different reasons, and I'm like, should I have more mom guilt? But again, like, I have such a supportive partner that's like, do what you need to do what you have to do, like,
Put yourself first.
yeah. And then as well as, like, my mom, she's always like, is he cold? It needs to wear socks and blah, 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 blah. So yeah, like, it's definitely, like, culture that, that's why I'm, like, asking, like, it's culture and it's partner and it's your friends and it's other moms, that's like, everyone just experiences it so different, and it makes me sad whenever I see, like, you questioning it, because
Oh, you pity me
everyone,
now.
no, I don't pity you. I don't pity
I
you
know,
at all.
I'm
But
kidding.
it makes me sad if I see you, like, struggling with the guilt. Like, even if I see a random mom, like, out there, like, struggling of, oh, am I doing okay? Because that's a constant thing that runs through our head, like, every single day. It makes us sad because ultimately you're trying your best, and that's what matters. And that's, like, they're gonna see that.
The best compliment you could give a mom is that you're doing great, mama. You're perfect. Like, whenever somebody says you're a great mom, I'm always like, no,
Yeah.
thank you, because I'm not even sure myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's better when, you know, like a woman compliment. It's so much better. Like,
No, there was this girl at Target this one time, and her child was having a full-on mental breakdown. They were in the toy section. You know how it goes. They look at the toys, they want the toys. So, and I was like, it's okay, Mama. You're doing a great job. And she was just like, because I had seen a bunch of TikToks about, like, you know, just tell moms they're doing a good job when their children are getting fussy. Like, instead of looking at them like, you know, as if, why is your child...
Yeah.
Children misbehave. That's children. They're learning all these emotions. So just tell the mom she's doing a good job. And I'm just like, yeah, that probably would make the whole word mom guilt go away. If everyone would just say you're doing a great job, mom guilt would just be gone.
so my experience with that, so one time I went to TJ Maxx, and it was me and my son, and my son was having a meltdown, and he was just not having it, didn't want to be there. It's so hard to get anything done with these babies, because, oh my gosh, or like shop or anything. But he was having a meltdown, and this girl, she was like eyeing me. She was like, and then I was like, what's wrong? And she was like, this lady, and it was some older lady. She was like 60, whatever.
Elderly.
Pretty much. She was apparently like fussing under her breath and saying like, shut that baby up, or like not those words, like, you know, but she was along those lines. And then so the girl was getting mad. She was like, he's just a baby, like he's a kid. And so I didn't really hear the older lady, but I heard her, and then I started getting furious, because I was like, what do you want me to do? Like, I'm trying everything. Like, you rock them, you feed them, whatever. Like, they can't express their emotions. Like, kids are kids, they're gonna be kids. People that don't have kids don't understand. And whenever I came up to the lady and I was like, what's your problem? She was like, I have 5 kids and I would never let them scream like that.
So then what would you do instead?
Yeah, well, like, okay, perfect fucking person. Like, who the fuck are you to tell me?
Nah,
But
she
I
probably
was
wasn't
just
a present mother to hear them scream like that. All kids scream like that.
Yeah, but I was so livid, and it just like broke my heart, because I was just like, what the fuck? Like, now I'm questioning my own, you know, like,
am I really doing everything?
Exactly.
Or can I do more? Should I just leave? Is this really that important? Maybe I should just take the baby home in their comfort zone. Like,
yeah. So it was just
Spiral.
It was a toxic. Like, it was just like
You
everyone.
too.
I mean, I definitely experience it. It's always gonna happen, and I feel like you just have to have people that are supportive to really keep pushing you and telling you that you are a good mom, that you're like trying, and just people around you influence so much of what I as a mom like do. And I learned so much. Like my Uber kisser friend, she's a great mom, but when we're out, we're crazy.
She's
like
we're
crazy.
Scandalous, and
Yeah.
that's how it should be. Like, it doesn't matter if you're a
But
mom.
she's
if
such
your
a
baby's
good-
taken care of, then
She's
Go
so
do your thing, you know
she's
what I mean?
amazing. Like, I've learned a lot from her, and like she's been there so much for me. Like, she literally bought half of my registry, but she's like amazing. I love her. And like I learned, like, you learn through other moms as well. And then when that happens, like, that's just more reassuring that like we're all fucking trying.
We are all fucking trying. We are doing our best with
Exactly.
the information that we were not given as moms. Nobody gave us this info. We're just figuring it out.
Exactly.
We're just freeballing it. Nobody told us that.
But if she asks me something and I've dealt with it, then I will,
Yeah.
try to explain best of my ability.
No, I got really lucky with my like mom support group, like with you, Victoria, her, like with both of you guys, and especially you. Like, you'd be surprised how much I talk about you and tell people about how you are as a mom. Like, even my mom is like, "Who is this girl? I want to meet this girl," and I'm like, "You'll meet her." But no, like, seriously, because you teach me how to be patient. Because my depression, my anxiety is like not patient.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I got really lucky that I can call you guys, I can text you guys. Even if your phone's on D&D, you guys still text me back. And I'm just like, I hope all moms have a support group like this, but some don't. Some don't.
Yeah.
Like, and honestly, that's why I'm okay with going through what I'm going through right now, because I do have both of you and then a few other people that I'm constantly relying on. Like, and I call each of you for different reasons, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Mom guilt does come in different ways, but have a support group. That's probably the best advice I could ever give moms. Like, just go out. There's that Peanut app. Have you guys heard of
Oh,
Peanut?
I love Peanut.
Yeah?
I love Peanut.
See? I haven't used it
I
ever.
haven't used it, but I've heard good things.
Have you
about
met
it.
people? Have you met moms? And
Yeah,
went out.
No, we haven't went out, but I would always like text and stuff when I lived in Wyoming. That's when I had it, and it was. They were just so informative, and they talked me through a lot of stuff. I was thinking about downloading it to find me a doula, but I ended up finding one anyways. But I just want to get back into it and just have that area to talk about certain things.
There's actually none in Panama City.
Oh, really?
What?
We should create one.
Peanut.
There's no like mom support group in Panama City.
Oh. Well, there's Facebook groups, but not an
There's
app.
no Facebook groups either.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
In
There's
Callaway.
Panama City
Is there?
moms.
I only okay wait.
Panama City
cut
moms?
this out, but I only saw one
Yeah.
for black moms.
No, yeah. No,
Did you
wait.
see that one?
Oh, yeah, but I
Yeah.
saw Panama City Moms, and I
Yeah.
found that one.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, it's on there.
Well, maybe we should create one and do like mom walks monthly. We're in
Mm.
Florida, so
Yeah.
that would be
Nice.
fun.
That'd be
You want to
really
do that?
Mom walks?
Yeah.
Sounds hot.
I know.
I'm like hot right now. No, yeah, I think we should definitely do something like
Or
that.
do something like.
It's hard again because I mean I would love to agree to that, but it's like different moms are different, and then if we do meet up and they're like, "What is she wearing?" or "Why is she drinking that?" or whatever, you know.
Look, I'm coming looking like a MILF. Period.
Yeah,
You want to judge me for that?
that's
Go
what I'm
ahead.
saying. That's what I'm like a little like. I feel like that's where I'm putting myself. Like
In the MILF
moms,
category.
you
You are in the MILF category.
Thank you.
You're just pregnant right now. Although you never know people's kink.
Yeah.
Dude, I swear, in Texas, people were like hitting on me at the bar because I went to like a wedding and this guy was like, "What are you drinking?" Da, 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 da. And I'm like 7 months pregnant. I'm like, okay, whatever.
I'm drinking absolutely nothing.
But anyways,
Yeah.
I'm putting myself rather than older group generation moms because the older group generation moms are very
Have
like
so much to say.
yes.
Oh my gosh. All of them always
Don't
have-
smoke, don't drink, da 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 da. Like you know, like I said, like
Don't eat freaking what is it?
sushi.
Yeah, don't eat sushi.
raw meat.
Raw meats. Your
They're
freaking
very-
steak can't be medium.
Exactly, they're
Got
very
well
up
done.
to those like criterias
Yeah.
that I'm like, oh, okay.
I might risk it a few times. What's the big deal? I know once I got to the end of my pregnancy, I was like, fuck it, I am eating whatever I want to eat at this point. I'm not going to feel guilty. I felt a little guilty, but it's okay.
Yeah.
So we have to stop having this unrealistic expectation of being a mom, and just kind of our kids are alive.
Yeah.
They're thriving.
They're thriving.
We're doing great.
Yeah.
We're doing great as mothers.
My kid is alive. That's all that matters.
No matter what happens, you're always gonna put them first. Like I'm just gonna say that. Like, mom guilt aside, they're always gonna be first, and it doesn't matter like whatever's happening in the world. They're always gonna. You're divorced. Put it aside. It's
Yeah.
your kid. Like you
It
know.
is, yeah. She's gonna get used to the new lifestyle. She's gonna get used to the changes. She's young, so I would feel guilty if I don't show her what mom looks like when she's happy. You know what I mean? That's more important to me. If she doesn't see what dad's like happy, that would rather get the divorce.
And then it also can accrue into other problems.
She's like
looking
her
for something-
relationships.
Yeah, she's looking for something that was never filled while she was young.
Yep.
She's looking for that person to give her that attention that she wasn't giving because you guys lacked that.
Yeah, we lack that attention, so it's gonna create a lot. I know, I'm a product of it.
I am too. So, but my mom, she was my hero.
Not my
She
mom,
did
yeah.
everything for me. Let me play sports. We never got along until I actually grew up and grew mature and realized all
Yeah.
what like sacrifices it is to be a mom. Like she was there for me when I wasn't there for myself. Like she
Yeah.
helped me build my self-confidence, and that's all. Like that's what it is to be a mother, and I envy that so much.
Yeah.
Strive to be like my mom.
Well, that's why I do those
And that's-
affirmations with Aurora.
Yeah, and I feel like you being a single mom and going through all this, she's gonna see that not like when she's growing up, but when she matures, she'll see that. Because I had the same realization with my mom. Because I
Me
felt like
too.
my mom is so annoying. Everyone thinks that, like, she's
Yeah.
so annoying, she doesn't do anything, blah, 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 or like
Yeah.
she's in the way. But now I'm like, holy crap, you did so much.
Yeah. You'd never notice it until you become a mom or once
Exactly.
they like really mature. Yeah.
once I matured.
Same with my dad. Like, he's put so much into, maturity, like, hits you whenever you realize, like, you grew up with pretty much everything you needed.
On that note, I think we're going to call it, yes, because it's been a minute. It's a long podcast, but I do hope that you guys enjoy it. I was talking about mom guilt. Thank you guys for being on this podcast with me.
Thank you for having us.
Be safe, be happy, and be loved. XOXO.